Welcome back to part 2 for our September Azure Standard haul. If you haven't seen part 1, we went over all of basically the dried goods,
we went over everything.
Everything.
Except for the, so we've got 14 items that we buy every single month at Azure Standard. And then we have 6 other types of items that we buy every month. So we're gonna go over all 20 items that we buy every single month at Azure Standard.
Let's get into it.
Okay, first off, we have eggs. We normally get 2 15 dozen packs. I love the fact that they come in the 12 pack carton as opposed to those big old trays, because if you drop one of those, that's a lot of eggs to drop. So these are great and easy to stick in the fridge, in the garage, grab them and refill our stock in the kitchen as needed. We honestly somehow actually went through 40 dozen eggs last month. I had to order an extra 10 dozen. And so I am thinking I might have to bump this up just to get it so that we're not running out in the middle of the month.
Winter's coming, so I just want to put on my winter
stock up. Number 2 is cream cheese. We used to get our cream cheese at Costco after trying the old-fashioned cream cheese by Sierra Nevada from Azure. I don't think we'll ever go back. We don't use a ton of cream cheese. I mean, this is not even necessarily likely to get used by us in a month, but it's one of those things where I would rather have it on hand because there are a random number of items like twice baked potatoes that I could probably have every week, and we could probably go through more of this. So I do make sure that I get one of those every single month. It's not something that I have ever personally tried to freeze. I could be wrong, but I don't think that it would freeze well. Let me know if I'm totally incorrect on that. Number 3 is lemons and limes. We use the lemons and limes for cooking, baking, adding to drinks. The kids have a lemonade stand and that they do every Saturday. They go through a number of them for that. These have a tendency to last for the entire month. I've had a lot of people ask, what do we do with all this produce? How do we use it all? How do we store it all? We have 3 refrigerators in our garage, in addition to our 1 refrigerator in our kitchen. So we have 4 refrigerators and even more freezers. With the lemons and limes specifically, they have a drawer that is dedicated to just lemons and limes. And we also are trying to make sure that we go through and squeeze and freeze at least some of them at the very beginning, so that number 1, we have that lemon and lime juice on hand in the freezer, and number 2, to make sure that we're not getting to the end of the month and having a whole bunch of lemons and limes left over that we haven't used.
Watch now, she inspects the limes, making sure it's easily consumable. She says, not sure. Careful. What is that?
So that's more like,
I think that's just stuff.
Yes, we got purple of those.
I didn't know that.
okay, so one thing that we have noticed with the citrus fruit is that, well, honestly, with the limes, I think the limes are like 100% all the time good. I don't think we've ever had lime issues. But with the lemons, sometimes they come in, especially recently, and there will be some that are moldy.
Mama,
So
sashimi.
we have some dairy art going on here.
Bull, brother, mine is bigger. Bull.
So this is not I don't think that we're gonna salvage this. So 1 out of the whole box of 10 pounds, I'm not too worried about. There are a few more, but the problem is that when you have a few in here that get mold on them, if you don't do anything about it, it'll take over the entire stack of lemons. So what we have found that we need to do is go through them when they come in, check them out, pull out any of them that are moldy, do a water vinegar rinse on the rest of them, and that will keep them. And then if there's any that are questionable, like This is really strange looking. Not necessarily questionable, but I mean, that
reminds me of me.
interesting.
Questionable and interesting.
Questionable, like, okay, so like this one, I would make sure that we juice this one early and just
Quiet,
get it out of the bunch, and that we're storing the ones that are the best. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, next we have peppers. As you can see, we get a lot of red bell peppers. This is a 25-pound box. I would say, I think we've been ordering peppers for almost a year now, and I would say that we've had one batch that was really bad. That was actually lighter in weight than what it should have been, and then there was a lot of spoilage. The rest of them have been really good. Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, we do the red peppers and we do the green peppers. We go through most of these in a month, and we have found that there's a dancing box in our dining room. Oh my goodness.
Yes, you know, fine, go.
Okay, so with the peppers, we generally will go through most of them. They will last almost for the full 4 weeks, but just to kind of be safe and proactive, what we do is within that week that we get the peppers, we will cut up and freeze a number of them. We're also doing some experimenting with dehydrating them to see how those work. I was kind of hoping that the kids were gonna like just eating the dehydrated peppers, but Asher, who is our pepper lover, was not a huge fan. I wanna just kind of see if we can use that in some dishes and if we can save some more freezer space. We'll see.
Mamba number 5. We got Mamba number 5. We got ginger. You see that? 2 of them. I call it 1. Okay. We use the ginger strictly for 1, maybe 2 things.
The ginger beer master. We don't use it for the ginger beer master. The ginger beer master uses the ginger for his mastering. Stop banging!
You know what? Hey, Dad.
If you don't have children and you're trying to do this, it's super easy. When you have children and trying to do this, it's like, do it, cut, do it, cut. So, the ginger we leave mainly for Grayson and his ginger beer, which is becoming a Comstock Clan favorite. Maybe Comstock Clan dad obsession.
Do you have anything you want to add for the ginger?
That it's easy to grade right now, but not before.
Rock and roll. And we'll show
Why
Grayson.
is that?
Because I use the food processor.
Yeah. Yeah.
See? See? Interruption.
Number 6, we have cheese. We get 3 different kinds of, 3 different kinds of brick cheese from Azure. We do the Sierra Nevada organic raw milk white cheddar grass fed. This is the best cheddar. Although we made that decision like probably 5 years ago. And so I'm thinking that maybe we have a cheddar comparison coming in our future to make sure, because it is the most expensive and we've always just agreed that it's worth it. Number 2 is the raw jalapeno jack. Not a pepper jack, you want to get the jalapeno jack. This one is amazing. We will use this, slice it up and eat it. We will use it to shred it up and put it on anything Mexican. We'll shred it up and put it in the twice baked potatoes. What else do we use it for? Did I say eating it?
You did. Nachos.
Oh, yes, and nachos. Mexican, anything Mexican.
But nachos are in their category of their own.
And then lastly, we also have the Rumiano smoked cheddar. This one we do not go through as much of. So I usually will just buy 1 5-pound block at a time. These 2 you get a significantly cheaper price if you get 10 pounds instead of the 5 pounds. The smoked cheddar, personally I prefer it just to eat whole. It would probably be good in twice baked potatoes as well. Can you tell that I might be a little obsessed with twice baked potatoes right now? Number 7, we have grapefruit. We get grapefruit every single month. It's great to just cut in half, cut out the insides. What would you call that? Like, you cut out the inside so that you can scoop them out.
We'll show you.
and eat them for breakfast, sometimes as a snack, whatever. They last
Almost the whole
month. Not that they last in our home that long. This 10-pound batch of grapefruit will last 2 to 3 meals in our family. Next we have sour cream. This one, we just go through the 6 packs of it in a month easily. I like to keep a little bit more on hand. We normally have a pack in our refrigerator and then I order another pack so that we have some just in case, because we'll make French onion dip and we'll just grab a whole one of these, mix it up, and that's a dish. Number 9 is onions. We do a combination of red and yellow, and when they have them, we also get Walla Walla. Now, one thing that some wonderful viewer told us about is that onions are best stored in mesh netting bags hanging. And so what we have found is that we can get 40 pounds of onions in whatever type, and they will store for months and months without a problem. Are those bags still in the thing there? Yeah, I do. Okay, so the first set of bags that I got, they remind me of the plastic mesh that you would get like a sack of potatoes at the grocery store. We have some of those and we're using them, and then I needed more, so I ordered these. These are like I think they're cotton. Yeah, they're organic cotton, and they're a little bit smaller, which I like because I wasn't really filling the big ones as much. And so I am thinking, I want to kind of give this a try, that what we will do, what I've been doing is I'm packing the bags with enough onions to fill our basket up here in the kitchen, so that when so that when our basket in the kitchen is out of onions, you just go down and you grab a bag, bring it up, and fill the stock.
These red onions are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
The Walla Walla are awesome.
The yellow are
awesome.
They're honestly, their onions
are awesome.
Are amazing. So I'm gonna say, yeah, good.
Yeah, it's about 5 pounds.
Should be more than a little bit.
About 12 pounds.
5 pounds. Okay, so I filled up the 3 bags, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 onions left. So I would recommend either going with 4 bags, or in our case, these are just gonna go in the kitchen storage and we're gonna be good. Next, we have butter. We try not to go through an entire box in a month. We're trying really hard to just have a decent amount of butter on stock, and I think that we consistently go through a box in a month. It gets used for baking and cooking and dumped into oatmeal and put on potatoes. What else? Put on bread, homemade bread.
Fried eggs.
Really good. Fried eggs.
Nachos.
No.
No?
No. So I finally got to rendering some of the lard, and I'm hoping that some of the cooking with butter can get subsided and that we can replace that with lard a little bit here and there, and that we'll be able to kind of build up our stockpile without having to buy like 3 boxes of butter.
Number 11, let's check out potatoes. Ah, yes. You can mash them, bake them, stew them.
Make them into twice baked potatoes.
Yeah.
You know what else I really like that we haven't had in a while is crispy baked potatoes. You take like an olive oil or an avocado oil and mix it with some salt and pepper, baste it over the potatoes, throw them in the oven, and they're all crispy and crunchy. I think it's how they make like potato skins delicious. They're so good. And they are served well with sour cream.
It reminds me of that scene when Gollum's like, "What's taters, love?"
Number 12. We have the kiwi. Not that impressed. Kind of small, severely squishy. I'm not sure. Like, here's a good one.
They're
Squishy.
normally really good.
Normally really good.
And number 13, we have carrots. So
We need to stop buying carrots because we're inundated with carrots.
we need to just let the kids eat the carrots. We just need to get the carrots into the house and allow them to eat them, because they will sit here and snack on these like they're candy, which I think is awesome. We also have pot roast season coming, at which point, and beef stew season and all of that. So we'll be going through a lot of carrots. Another great thing that we use carrots for is to shred them up and put them into coleslaw, which is why we have number 14, cabbage. So coleslaw is not the number one reason why we buy cabbage. It is a important reason, but our number one reason for cabbage is sauerkraut. We do go through and make a large majority of this into sauerkraut and try to consume it on a daily basis. And I think every single one of the kids likes it. Am I wrong? Am I missing someone?
Yeah, that's good.
Which I think is awesome. So Asher is our sauerkraut maker, and he whips it up, uses the food processor to shred it up quickly. We've got a 2-gallon crock that it goes in. And as long as no one forgets about it, about a week later, we have sauerkraut to enjoy.
You cannot get purple and green together. These came separate.
We also generally will order a small amount of the red cabbage on the side as well to mix in with coleslaw or to use for other dishes. Okay, so before we move on to the last 6 items that we buy every month, I want to mention the giveaway for September. This month we have a pumpkin package. We have the pumpkin cookbook. We have a pack of pumpkin seeds. And let's hope I don't drop these.
Do it.
We also have 3 cans of pumpkin puree. We're really happy with this pumpkin puree if you can't make it yourself using fresh pie pumpkin. There's also 1 item missing from the giveaway. It's also going to include a homemade pumpkin spice seasoning. Okay, so the way that you can enter in the giveaway is in the comment box below. I want you to let us know, what would you like to see us give away next?
I can't go. I'm sorry.
All right, so number 15 on our list of items that we buy monthly is a whole library of books, but not really. We buy 1 book a month, at which point I'm really happy with our collection of books from Azure. They've got a great selection of healthy eating, natural household, gardening, homesteading, health-related books, all kinds of different stuff. We've gotten, this most recent one is the yogurt book. We've got the pumpkin book, the maple syrup book, nourishing broth, fire cider, fermented vegetables. Actually, I don't know for sure if this one came from Azure or not. Maybe not. And number 16, we have a pack of mangoes. But what we actually have is, with each Azure order, I try and get at least 1 fruit of some sort that the kids can dehydrate. They love dehydrated fruit to use for snacks. We do mangoes, we do bananas, we do apples, we do cherries, we do pineapple. And I think that's like the main gist of it. And it's just great to have on hand. They really enjoy doing it, and I think it's cheaper than buying the pre-dehydrated stuff. Plus, then we can have control of exactly what kind of a size and consistency we get. Number 17 is items that are on sale. And actually, number 17, 18, 19, and 20 are all based off of our new video series that we started in September, which is the bulk food buying guide for each month. So I will be sure to drop that video in the description box. This month, one of our big sale items was the maple syrup. We like to buy on sale and in bulk and get the very best price. Just to give you an example, this 4-pack of maple syrup was around $260 some. If we were to buy one bottle of this by itself, I believe it's in the high 80s right now. When I did the math, what I figured out is that we get more than one bottle for free when we buy on sale and in bulk. I think it's a pretty good deal. Number 18 is a pack of Breslins. Can we get you a dessert?
Yes.
Yeah?
Fully equipped with stickers.
All right, Breslin's gonna help me with number 18. We have, nope, we already did syrup.
Oh.
We have 4 jars candy lids and chocolate bars.
And apples.
But what, not yet. But what we do for number 18 is we try and find something new. I go through the new items either in the catalog and or online. If you go to shop new items, they'll give you a whole list of everything that they've added that's brand new. So we were excited to try out the 4-jar candy lids and the magic chocolate bars.
I want to watch that.
We tried them in the last video, so if you missed that, go back and check it out. Then we'll tell you how they were.
And we have item apples.
Item 19 is seasonal foods. All right, item number 19 is seasonal items. And for September specifically, we have
Apples.
We have apples. They're starting to become seasonally available. I'm excited. We are going to be doing some canning and preserving with the apples, as well as, what's in that one?
Cucumbers.
What kind of cucumbers?
Dessert.
Pickling cucumbers.
Picking cucumbers. Can I eat one?
I don't know if that's going to be as good as the ones you eat out of the garden. We like to try and take advantage of the seasonal items as they are available. Number 1, because they're available, and number 2, they're not necessarily on sale, but they generally are a much cheaper price than if you're trying to buy a whole bunch of bulk apples like in March. Item number 20 is to purchase the items that we have put together inside of our A Family Food Supply buying cycle. We have gone through and looked at all of the different items that you can buy in bulk, decided if they should be purchased on a annual, biannual, or quarterly basis based on a number of factors, including pricing, storage, etc. And one of those items for September that we've picked is oils to stock up on 6 months worth. Now, thankfully, this is one of the more expensive.
And we got pickles.
We have pickles. It is one of the more expensive items, and so thankfully our stock downstairs is pretty good. Apparently not good enough that we couldn't bust into this bottle and make use of it right away though. All right, before we go, I want to give you one more quick reminder to enter in the pumpkin package giveaway. You can do that by commenting below, letting us know what you would love to see as a giveaway in the future. And for now, why don't you go check out that video I mentioned on what to buy in September.
Welcome back to part 2 of what she said. Let's get into it. Okay. I can't do videos very well.